Radio Hour.
There are things that we experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in a corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us, share your story, share your evidence, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is Ghostbox Radio.
And this is Ghostbox Radio on AM 950, where every week we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, or just the unusual. My name is Greg Bakken, and thank you very much for joining me today. You know, I had a random act of kindness today, and I don't even know what to do with myself. Adam, I just got to tell you about my not my random act of kindness. That's not coming from this end, but the random act of kindness that I had a part of today.
Ooh, do go on.
So I went to that healthy place called McDonald's, and I went and I ordered what I normally order, and I get to the drive-thru, and the guy says the car in front paid for your meal, the whole pay it forward thing, which I've never experienced before in my life. And the thing is about it is that I didn't know what to do at that point, because there is that moral dilemma of, do I have to pay for the people behind me? You know, what if it's like a family of 12? This is McDonald's. This isn't Starbucks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, I'll do it for the car behind me. It's like, that's $500. So I had a moral decision to make on the spot. And I don't know if I did right or not.
Well, the thing is, if this is the last of the McRibs and you didn't pay for the car behind you's McRibs,
we don't know he had McRibs.
It's safe to bet they had a McRib.
I've never had a McRib.
You are so lucky to never have had a McRib. That is beyond vile. Granted, I'm a large man, but still haven't had McDonald's in like 8 years. But
so you're proving that McDonald's doesn't ruin people's lives, because
it can. it can very much ruin some intimate moments having McDonald's.
Well, okay.
But they're not a sponsor, so we can say whatever we want about McDonald's.
Absolutely. Well,
wait, I got this live read.
Yeah.
Right. By the way,
the moral of the story is I did not pay for the car behind me. So just everyone, I'm sorry if I've let everyone down, but
well, see, that's somebody trying to pressure you into their morality,
right,
not your own.
I'm not going to play the morality game today.
Right, especially if you only got like $25 in your pocket and they've got a $75 bill behind them.
Right. Well, I have more than that, and you're still not getting it. So maybe we'll have my guest today weigh on the morality issue as well. And I'm really excited to have her on today. I literally have known her for years and years and years and years. Kelly Wagner is owner of the Edge magazine and Edge media platform, which curiously explores the evolution of human consciousness and holistic living. Kelly is also an incredibly gifted psychic medium, Reiki practitioner, and channeler, and works energetically with ancestral and other lifetimes. Kelly has learned to use her unique set of tools in new ways with gifts in ADC, which is after-death communication. Kelly is able to assist with both past and present issues, whether it's energetic healing or their ancestry, current relationships, business marketing strategy, or planning their next steps. Kelly is known for asking out loud the questions most other people just think in pursuit of truth. She dials in and sees an illuminated yellow brick road that shows Kelly the path her clients should follow to fulfill their goals and live their optimal life. Kelly can be heard on her own radio show, Being Curious with Kelly and Brian, that airs Sundays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on AM 950 Radio, creating discussions that curiously connect teachers and seekers on a wide range of topics. The show is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify too. Kelly, welcome to Ghostbox Radio.
Oh my gosh. I am so blessed to be here, my friend.
Oh my God. Are you really?
Yeah.
So
are we going to talk about the moral dilemma first?
Well, we can.
We don't have to.
But I do have to say, and so you and I have
breathe, Greg.
You and I have known each other for years and years and years and years.
22?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And
how did we meet, Greg?
Well, we worked together at Best Buy the first time around at corporate campus. I started September 11th, 2000, and I think you had started already by that point.
Yep.
And so you went your own way in Best Buy. I kept going there, and then I went over to Carmichael Lynch, and I got into this whole paranormal thing. And I'm not going to try to embarrass you with this, but it's always made me laugh. You reached out to me and you were telling me that you had this, you entered this journey. Now, what most people say, is that they have, help people or help themselves reach their higher self. You sent me a note. You left the S off and you said, I would love to help you reach your higher elf.
Well, did you meet your higher elf?
So, and I was fairly new into all this, and I went to somebody else, like sitting in the cube next to me. I'm like, is this right? Am I missing what this is? So, so we're going to reach out to the higher elf later today. Maybe the higher elf could help me with my moral dilemma. I mean, it's not much of a dilemma if it's been passed now for about 2 hours.
Would you do it differently?
No, not at all.
Then you're in no moral dilemma right now.
I mean, I think that's the thing about all of that stuff is that, it's a nice idea. And, you got to think that the woman who paid ahead, she had to think to herself, she probably played the cards, like she ran the numbers in her head, looked behind and saw that there's one person in the car, which was me, Lonely Greg, McDonald's for one. And she was just like, you know what? I'm sure that he's not going to order a ton of food. I'm all right. If I look behind me and there's 40 people in the car, I'm going to be like, no. And if she did that, she'd probably think the same thing too.
So I've had it happen to me, and it was at Starbucks.
Oh yeah?
And I was actually having a crappy day, like, ugly crying, like terrible day, right?
A normal day for me, yeah.
Oh, Craig. And I pull up and they tell me that. And I just said, thank you. I just was so grateful. But I do have to say, I was in between jobs. I had like $4 on me just to get what I was going to get. So I didn't have I didn't have credit. I didn't have the ability. And I just sat there and said, thank you. And I did look behind me and say should I try to give the $4 I have to? No, I didn't. I didn't. So join the club.
No. And I refuse to feel bad about this.
Don't feel bad.
Quite frankly.
Yeah.
I know that.
And McRibs, you haven't had a McRib?
I've never had a McRib in my life. And you work in marketing. I worked in marketing. Anyone who believes this garbage that this is the end of the McRib really doesn't understand how marketing works.
No, they're just creating a sense of urgency.
Right. And it's just like, no, who cares? I certainly don't. So yeah, that is the story of my McRib Sunday.
Thank you.
No, thank you for listening. That was. I'm sure everyone was captivated by it. Now, my question to you: we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today.
Sure.
One of the things, of course, is all the gifts that you have, and we talked about them in your bio. And
it's a great bio, by the way.
I've read a lot of bios in my show, never one as well written as that one. I will be honest.
It's just came straight from guidance to.
It is beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It is truly beautiful. So the thing is, were you aware of your gifts when I knew you at Best Buy in 2000?
I knew I had a little bit more intuitive than the average bear. I knew that people like to come and I would give out really good ideas. I was kind of coming into it at that time. I could hear the songs on the radio before they were on the radio. It was always not talked about in my family. So it was, I was curious, right? I'd go to the Renaissance Festival and get a reading. I would be in Narlands and go, let's go to Mallory Square. I mean, so I was always very curious about it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that I was publicly coming out with at that time.
Well, and it was a different time too, wasn't it? I mean, it truly was. I mean, and I think when people, and I'm not saying they don't think this now, but certainly back in the day when they thought medium, they thought like what you'd see at the Renaissance Festival with the crystal ball and the fancy dress, and it's more for show than the fact that maybe there's something to it.
Absolutely. And when people meet me and they're in meetings and I'll do a little dial in, they'll look at me, and I've had this happen many times. They're like, oh, I forget you're a psychic medium. You look so normal. I'm like, define normal. Like, right?
Yeah.
So that's always fun.
So there's still some of, I mean, not to say that it's necessarily bad, but there is still some of that,
Oh gosh,
and it's interesting to run into that, like starting new chapters and stuff, and kind of dealing with people who are curious about the stuff that we do but don't know. And I've been around enough people long enough that it's kind of like you kind of season them a little bit, and now I'm starting with a whole new group of people in my life.
Yeah.
And it's not bad, but it is starting over.
Yeah.
And it's weird in a sense because you forget that people don't always see it the same way that we see it.
Yeah. Or they might hear the stories and not know the truth.
Oh yeah.
And they know the perceptions. And then you throw the whole religious beliefs on there. That's always some fun stuff.
That's a tough one.
It is. My parents think I'm a witch. They think I'm a part of a cult, and they think that our beautiful magazine is just a bunch of whole misguided people that are trying to brainwash people. And that's my parents.
So they don't approve.
They're not supportive. They're not supportive. They're on their own journey, right?
Yeah, nope. I mean, and that's probably the hardest lesson, I suppose, in our roles of like you have to accept other people's belief systems, right?
Absolutely. I left a VP of marketing job to start the Edge magazine to buy it when it was being up for sale. I mean, I jumped off a cliff and jumped in, and now I get to play with my gifts and abilities rather than hiding them. But it's funny, like my previous job, my office was next to the owner of the company, and everybody loved to get on his calendar after he was on my calendar because he was always in a good mood, and he always commented on my essential oil and my crystals and how everyone always felt good when they were in meetings with me. And I'm in there in the conference rooms bringing in the crystal dimension and clearing everything and then checking everything out. And I did my job there. I should have been paid to do that rather than marketing.
Right. No kidding. Let's do this. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with psychic medium and owner of the Edge magazine, Kelly Wagner. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950. Metaphysical means different things to different people, and Enchanted Boutique in Maplewood has classes and workshops for any skill level, whether you're a beginner or new to the metaphysical. Enchanted Boutique's friendly instructors bring positive energy and years of experience in all the metaphysical realms. Workshops include energy healing, various divination techniques, crystals, and much more. Plus, Enchanted Boutique has lots of products that can supplement what you learn at their newly expanded retail location in Maplewood. Find the class schedule and book your own session at enchantedboutiquemn.com.
Hi, my name is Pamela Topchian. I'm a former nurse, published author, and board-certified hypnotherapist with hypnobreakthrough.com. Do you feel stuck in a rut? Finding yourself wondering if this is all there is to life? Tired of just existing? Hypno Breakthrough can help you to reduce stress, release fears, gain confidence, and reach your life's goals holistically, mindfully, and gently. So I ask you, what changes would you like to see in your life? Let's talk about it. Contact me, Pamela Topchian, board-certified hypnotherapist, to schedule your free consultation, which includes a complimentary stress-reducing sample session, so you can see how it feels for yourself before any commitments are made. Go to hypnobreakthrough.com for all the information. That's hypnobreakthrough.com.
The Park Tavern is your go-to destination for fun. Your friends and your family will have a great time with the fantastic food like the pizzas, appetizers, burgers, entrees, and sandwiches, the best bowling in Minnesota, the wildly popular outdoor patio, great drink specials, all the big games on their numerous screens, and it's the perfect place for your next private event, even large gatherings for over 200. The Park Tavern is your go-to destination for everyone aged 1 to 100. Come see for yourself. Have fun at the Park Tavern, Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park.
This is New Beginnings, hosted by award-winning broadcaster and speaker Freddie Bell.
Freddie, this generation of the baby boomers, people are living longer, so the baby boomers are taking care of elderly parents.
Let's talk about your health, and specifically, let's talk about Medicare. Our show features the concerns of America's 78 million baby boomers in employment, finance, health and nutrition, and even entertainment.
Join us for New Beginnings, Saturday mornings at 11, brought to you in part by Vision Loss Resources. The days are growing shorter and temperatures are getting colder. You know what that means. It's time to plan your unforgettable eagle viewing trip with the National Eagle Center. Spend a Saturday afternoon with the experts viewing bald and golden eagles in the heart of Eagle territory. Travel by coach bus to multiple eagle hotspots and receive engaging informational programming along the way. Trips last 4 hours and minimal walking is required. Learn more and register online today at nationaleaglecenter.org/eagle-viewing.
Are you dreading Monday, hating life, and living for the weekends? It might be time for some life changes. Pamela Topchian is a board-certified hypnotherapist at hypnobreakthrough.com, and she can help. Consultations are always free, and you'll also receive a complimentary sample session to try out. Get in touch on hypnobreakthrough.com or send a message on social media, Hypnobreakthrough or Pamela Marie Topchian. I guarantee that it's going to be worth your time just to reach out to her and talk. Welcome back to Ghost Box Radio on AM 950. My name is Greg Bakken, and thank you for joining us. Our guest today is psychic medium and owner of The Edge magazine, Kelly Wagner, who you can also hear right here on AM 950 every Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. on Being Curious with Kelly and Brian. And now that has been going on now for what, about 3 months? No, it's been longer than that.
So 6 months. We have 40 shows in the can.
Wow.
Like, oh my gosh, right?
That's, you come in and you kind of just do them all in chunks, don't you?
Every other Tuesday we tape. Well, okay, so here's the deal. Sundays, as you know, sometimes
I know Sundays, yes.
Sundays, it's the day after Saturday and the day before Monday, which,
yeah.
ooh, like, right?
Yeah,
I watched Office Space the other day just for fun. Like,
well,
I had to watch the movie. Sorry.
Yeah, please do.
I have the Mondays. I found that it might be harder to book talent on Sunday afternoons. So I
got you on right now.
You got me on.
I mean, I don't know what the problem is.
Well, yeah, it's okay. Well, yeah. Oh my gosh. So I just thought I'd try Tuesdays, and I would like to start doing live shows. My co-host is on the East Coast, so it's just a little scheduling right now, and I don't know. We wanted to get 40 shows in the can, and then we were going to kind of reevaluate. I didn't even think we'd get 40 shows in the can.
Oh, that's fantastic. So with that being said, how did you two join forces to do this show?
So we were connected by a beautiful soul named Catherine Taylor, who was a friend of The Edge for many years. And she just said, Kelly, you got to meet Brian. Brian, you have to meet Kelly. And we set up weekly Thursday meetings via Zoom. And we just started talking. And after the third conversation, we're like, we should be recording this because we yin and yang. And he has this beautiful male perspective in business and marketing. And I have the Kelly perspective. And so it's this it's relationship that we mesh very well together, but we're more like a brother and sister energy than the intimate energy. Do you know what I mean? So when you can have that camaraderie, that happens to be that yin and the yang. And then we did a practice show, and then we connected with Daryl at Wild Horse Recording, and he's just like, you guys are onto something. And we just really almost telepathically can just yin and yang together. And between his black book and my black book, blah, 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 right? We've just come together, and and then curiosity, that's my big thing at The Edge. Because The Edge used to be really into the whole, the metaphysics and really kind of that old school woo kind of vibe. And I'm trying to approach everything through curiosity, as we talked about in the first segment about, how we've both been in corporate and how you have to be, so tell me more about that.
Yeah.
And if someone comes to you like, hey, I don't understand, tell me more, it's a lot better than, oh my gosh, here we go. The aliens are here. There's a couple ghosts right there. Boom. But if you kind of go in there and tell me what you think, and you get people involved, they're a little bit more vulnerable and honest and curious.
Yeah.
So and then we just started talk to Chad, and here we are.
And here you are. And I mean, that's just it. I like the idea. And I do notice that, the word curious comes up an awful lot in everything that you do. So that is by design, because that is what you are. Curious.
Yes, it is. And also because I'm such a force in everything I do. I mean, everything I do, I do at level 10. I'm not just a I'm very black and white. It's just you see Kelly, you're around Kelly, you're like, wow, she's amazing, or she's a wow-ish. Like my frequency is just right there. So if I do it more under that curiosity, I think it's safer.
So you don't think you have people, there's no one who's just like, she's all right.
No,
it's one or the
straight
other.
up.
I always feel the same about myself too, that people are like either pretty okay, whatever. I'm not gonna say really cool. Let's not get that crazy.
You are cool.
But that or no, thank you.
Yeah.
I just remember coming into the parking lot at the old Best Buy headquarters, which was like a big warehouse, and there you were. There was like a open field next to it, and you had your red Jeep, and you were like just like sliding around in it on this dirt course that you created, because you're just like, I'm gonna off-road a thing, and I don't think you just said this thing, and you were out there and just like
I did. That was fun. I had 6 Jeep Wranglers, like back to back. I should like have sold for Jeep, and
right.
This is the first time in many years I haven't had a Jeep, so I'm so glad that you had that memory.
It's like you could be they should do social videos about you. Jeep should.
I've actually been telling people for years I need my own radio show or YouTube channel. Like, it's just the stuff that happens to me, I just can't make it up.
Mm-hmm. So you have your own radio show.
I do. Check.
And it's going well.
It is.
Sounds like it's going well.
It's fun. I love it. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, uh-huh.
It is when you're doing like 40 of them in a day.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, do you just want to, at the end of the last one, you just want to walk out into moving traffic or something? I mean, I just don't understand.
I get bored halfway through the second segment. Like, okay, I'm out. I'm done.
If I'm ever on your show, I want to be the first one recorded that day. Okay.
Actually, I find my groove the best in the second one.
See, it's just like how I used to play darts. My dart games, my second game was always my best. So I'm totally with you on that. So yes, if you're like, yeah, I need someone to fill in for the third show, I had my guest drop, I'm going to be like, no, I'm okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have nothing worth talking about. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's really exciting to have you on the station and whatnot. I mean, you didn't even do the podcast before. You guys just went from trying it out and went into radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And normally I just want to put a call out to Chad, the owner of the station of AM 950, because it just, he and Laura and Patrick and Brett, like, and
we're anti-Chad on this show.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
okay.
No, we're not.
Well, okay, that's cool. That's your jam.
Are we on?
Are we on? And done.
Yeah.
I think we're done with this segment. He just was so welcome. And actually,
Yes.
we talked about it like 6 months ahead of time, because I just got really nervous. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this, and I don't know if I can fill the guests, and I don't know if I can really be on air. And I was nervous for the first couple shows, and now I just show up, and it's just fun. And I'm prepared, and we're doing a couple cameras, and we're on Facebook Live, and people haven't kicked us off yet.
Not yet.
But we only have 5 followers and listeners, so that helps.
Yeah, well, more than I do. So, no, it is amazing. And I mean, I will say that I've, in my experience doing this, and I've done this now for over 2 years on this station, that they've been very accommodating.
Yeah.
To give us the best show and experience that we can do. So yeah, no, it's been very fun to be on there.
Well, and everybody has a podcast now, right? Like,
exactly.
Not discrediting people in their podcast. And I mean, I'm loving it. But when you say you're going to come and have a radio experience, and you're going to come into the station, and you're going to have this, and it's professional, and it's professionally done, and it just, I get a lot of people that are nervous, or they discredit it, and then they come in and they're like, when can I come back?
Yep.
And I'm like, yep, rock on, man.
No, when I try to book guests, especially ones that have been on TV shows and stuff, I'm very clear. Like, this is a radio show. A lot of people who do paranormal podcasts, they call them radio shows. This is truly a radio show. Once again, nothing against people who are doing any of these shows, but it is like, if I'm going to do a real radio show, I'm going to let people know it's a real radio show.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about.
Your intro is so well done that we went to the recording studio, and we're like, we played yours for the person. We're like, this is the standard that we're at. We need to sound like professional, and we need great graphics. And so I want to thank you, because if you wouldn't have been doing what you're doing, we wouldn't have gone and invested to do what we're doing.
Well, thank you.
So
very
there.
much. And thank you to Dave Damon, who does the voiceover for my intro. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with psychic medium and owner of The Edge magazine, Kelly Wagner. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
Hi, folks. This is Kirk Bankstad from Wisconsin's Minocqua Brewing Company, and our progressive beer is now available in Minneapolis. Yes, you Vikings can now buy Biden Beer, Bernie Brew, AOC IPA, and Kamala, a strong vice presidential stout, without having to travel across the border. And the best news yet is that 5% of the proceeds of each beer you buy go to keeping Wisconsin blue.
Drink progressively with Minocqua Brewing. Get their progressive beers at Lake Wine and Spirits in Uptown and Center's Liquor and Supermarket in Northeast Minneapolis. Find other Twin Cities locations at MinocquaBrewingCompany.com.
Hi, this is Ken Hagelund, host of Living Healthy and Aging Well, inviting you to listen to our live call-in talk show airing every Saturday from noon to 1, where we talk about your health and your life and provide insights you need to know to live and age well. Each week, we talk with guests who provide answers to important questions regarding healthcare, elder care, end-of-life care, and self-care for caregivers, and help you and your loved ones plan for the future and enjoy your highest quality of life today. Please join us every Saturday from noon to 1 on AM 950 for Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Taking prescription medication should not be a scary task. The staff at St. Paul Corner Drug makes certain you know everything about your prescription medication before you leave the pharmacy. Knowing what to expect and when and how to take your prescriptions gives you the confidence to safely take your medication and maintain good health. Should additional questions arise, we are here to help sort things out. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be, at stpaulcornerdrug.com.
Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall with the Twin Cities Real Estate Show here on AM 950. If you listen to our show, you know that we know what is really happening with our market. With tools like our market meter and real-time showing reports, we can show you the best times to list your house. If you would like not just a market analysis, but a total market overview, or just have a real estate question, give me a call at 651-303-0019 or anytime at housegeeks.com.
Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts.
So come check out their pizza and wine bar, or get a treat from the bakery made fresh daily. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout, along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
You know, honey, I think I deserve some kind of reward.
Here, have a pickle.
Thanks. After all, I did find us the perfect house.
Have another pickle.
Thank you.
But remember, then I found out how much our house was going to cost.
Yeah, but then I found us the perfect mortgage. Got any more of these?
Sure, help yourself. But then I found out our perfect house had radon. The stuff you can't see, smell, or taste. And it's radioactive. And it's the second leading cause of lung cancer. Some dream house.
Yeah.
I need two pickles.
True. But then I found a phone number to call, 1-800-SOS-RADON, where you can get all the information you need to test and fix a home with the radon problem.
You did.
Yeah. And then I found out we were going to have a baby. So, you know, your study, it'd be a perfect room for my mother.
Right. Now I need a phone number to fix a home with a mother-in-law problem.
Hey.
I'm in a pickle. Did you say baby?
Do we have any ice cream?
Protect your family from radon. Make your home safer. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. 1-800-SOS-RADON.
And as I say, we've just been talking through the break. You know, I mean, Adam just cuts us back in, and we're in mid-sentence. I do apologize, but if you haven't been to Enchanted Boutique, we've been talking a lot over the last couple months about some big changes that they've been doing, and it's been a lot of fun to see and hear about everything going on. If you come in every day, there's a different thing going on. So if you go in tomorrow, it is Minnesota Monday. We're talking about all Minnesota products. We're talking about everything going on there. Check it out. Tumbled Tuesday, Tumbled Crystal Sale, Woo Wednesday, Divination Sale, Trinket Thursday, that's a jewelry sale, Folk Magic Friday, that's a witchy sale, Enchanted Saturday. Well, you go in there, you check the website, you're going to see who's going to be in there, someone different every week. And then Self-Love Sunday, Bath and Body Sale. Folks, if you have a chance, go support local businesses, and certainly go support the Enchanted Boutique, because they are phenomenal. They have been great friends of mine, great supporters of mine. Please consider going out to 1860 Beam Avenue, Maplewood, Minnesota. Go check out what they're doing. Go check out their website. That's enchantedboutiquemn.com. Go like their page on Facebook. That's Enchanted Boutique MN on Facebook. Once again, support local businesses. They have been so good supporting myself and so many of my friends. Please do it. And don't even just do it for the support. Also remember that the stuff that they sell there, the classes that they put on there, the space, everything is really top notch. So please go to Enchanted Boutique, 1860 Beam Avenue in Maplewood, Minnesota, and check out what's going on there. Now, Ghost Stories and Beyond returns to Billy's in Anoka on December 7th at 6:30 p.m. Join Char Savoy and myself as we stream in Bigfoot researcher Robert Robinson. Spend the evening asking him questions about Bigfoot, share your stories, or even chat about ghosts and UFOs. He knows all of this stuff. He also has worked on finding Bigfoot. We are even giving away a copy of his newest book, International Legend Tripping. It's $10 a ticket to join in. That does not include food. And we'll see you December 7th at 6:30 p.m. at Billy's in Anoka. And also, if you missed Ghost Box Radio with Greg Bakken live, AM 950 replays these episodes Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, or you can listen anytime by going to Spotify or iTunes. After listening, please leave a positive review for my show. I would greatly appreciate it. I have not been feeling well. I'm out of breath. Kelly is now the host for the rest of the show. Good luck. Wake me if you need anything. I'm having trouble breathing over here, so there's a lot of words. They give me a lot of words to say over here.
Yeah.
Not bad for someone who's never actually learned to read. So
it was all telepathic.
It was all telepathic. I don't see them as words. So obviously we have Kelly back with us, psychic medium, co-host of Being Curious with Kelly and Brian, and also the owner of The Edge magazine. And let's talk about The Edge, because this magazine has been around for a very long time.
It has.
But you have been owner for how long now?
Year and a half.
So how's that been?
You know what? It's an adventure. Going back to Enchanted Boutique.
Yes.
Was there last week.
Yeah.
Love Bonnie and Jenny and their team. Like, oh my gosh, they're a supporter of The Edge as well.
That's great. They support all of us, don't they? They go out of their way to make things. Gosh, I mean, and you supported me for the Nick Groff event. They supported me for the Nick Groff event. So did Charvinity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been so humbling to be working with all of you.
Yeah. Well, we're supporting each other. And, when you're kind of in the, I don't want to say the fringe, but we're not mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to bond together and we have to have fun with it. And it's not just about love and light, and it's not just about this, and it's just not about that. Like we do have to support each other, and money is energy, and energy is a frequency. And yeah, we have to do it. And I was talking to Shar last week. I mean, so it's just lovely how all of our paths are crossing, and we're like, how do we find opportunities to support each other and platforms, whether it's a magazine or a radio show or YouTube or retreats or events or whatever. It's like all together.
Why don't we start with, for those of you who do not know, and that's understandable. I mean, we don't know everything. What is The Edge magazine?
The Edge magazine is a 30-year-old metaphysical magazine up until Steve and I got it. So it was considered like the woo-woo city pages. Again, started 30 years ago by a gentleman by the name of Gary Beckman and his wife, Insia. And he brought this magazine and he brought events. And this is where you went. If you were curious at all in the metaphysical, holistic health arena, you went to The Edge. And it was interesting when we threw our hat in the ring to buy it. I was cleaning out an office that I had, and I found issues from 2002 and then 2010, and I found all these different issues that I had grabbed through the years. And Gary and then Tim Mijan and Kathy, they got some great people in this world and in interviews, and nationally known and internationally known psychics and mediums, and just all these different modalities that they got to bring and shed light on and bring to the table. Tim was a beautiful writer and interviewer, so he was able to get all these different interviews, working with publishers, publicists, and it was this curation astrology and the moon charts and numerology and psychics and just like all of this together. And what Steve and I wanted to do, because I come with that heart, is take our mainstream knowledge. And we know that there are a lot of people that are curious. And that's why I'm being curious rather than just saying, talking to spirits here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why I've taken the curiosity. But then I'm also been on a health journey as well. So I work with chiropractors and acupuncturists and functional medicine doctors and herbalists and like all these different modalities that are fun. They everything kind of like we were just talking about how we kind of play in the sandbox together.
Yeah.
But then I want to honor our psychic mediums and our paranormal investigators and our Palladians and our galactic brothers and sisters. So it's kind of bringing everybody together. And then in the middle, they used to do the directory one time a year, and we have it in the middle of every magazine because we're really here to match teachers and seekers together, no matter what your modality is,
Yeah.
to find out more with a trusted group of people. I don't want people as I hate the word awakening, like that, right? Everyone's overused right now, but as they're going through their journey and they're curious, to not just go and Google something and whoever had the most ad dollars pops up first and that's who they go to.
Yeah.
These guys, everybody in our directory is vetted and they're people that I use and that I seek counsel with and that I play with. And it's an honor to have them around us.
You know, one of the things I was thinking about when you're talking about this is the fact that
McDonald's.
Well, that and why isn't there more McDonald's ads in your magazine?
There should be.
But you know, Ronald McDonald, the psychic medium, but also the fact that that, you know, back when he started the magazine, you know, that's at the cusp of the internet being for everybody. I mean, that was the idea of seeking out and finding this community to be put into a magazine back then. I mean, not saying it's easier now because, like you said, you vet everybody that's in there. I mean, that alone is a big deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, that starts that tradition going back to what, 1991, 1992, whenever the magazine started.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was interesting when we were putting our business plan together and I went and sought advice of advisors, that everyone that could tell me no. This is crazy. You shouldn't be doing this. Don't do it. They all said yes. And I wanted to go back and print. And I had so many people tell me, you can't go back to print.
Did it leave print for a while?
A year. It was down for a year, right?
What kind of outcry was that for being out of print? Was there like a lot of people like there were?
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the owners are just feeding us a line to make it as a part of the sale. And like I'm even the other day I had a gentleman call me up. I had a 5-year subscription before you guys bought it. Would you honor it? And I'm like, of course I will. Like it's all good. If you'd help with postage, that'd be kind of cool. But like,
Yeah,
right?
right.
It was totally fine. And paper right now, every time we're getting an Amazon box, it's making paper very volatile. We still don't have our paper quote for the magazine we're sending to press on Friday. Like that's how paper quotes are right now.
Are they very limited? Paper is very
You take
scarce?
what you can, right? You take and the fact that we wanted to go glossy. I used to sell advertising, so I wanted glossy. I wanted the edge to be taken up a notch, and it's definitely an investment. But people love it. I mean, we're running out. I told you before we went on air that I'm going around to advertisers and to drop spots, and I'm just grab them because we're running out. Which is popular. I thought someone was like going around in a truck throwing out my magazines. I was like all worried that that's what was happening. But my distributor, Anish, who's amazing, was just like, no, they're going. People are so excited the Edge is back.
So with that being said, as we turn on the studio, with that being said, how can people get the magazine?
Awesome. Well, first of all, you can subscribe on our website. Very easy. It's shot to your door. Well, not shot to your door. It's actually mailed through the mail service.
When you see a cannon pull up outside your house, you know the magazine is going to change your life
And
one
it
way or the other.
Opens up and then there's like sparkles everywhere that comes. So you can get it subscribed. And then also we're at 250 drop spots in the Twin Cities area.
Nice.
And then 150 drop spots in South Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, and a little bit of Iowa.
That's great. So what is the website?
Our website is edgemagazine.net.
Pretty easy to.
I spell it wrong all the time.
You spell it wrong all the time? Like what part do you spell wrong?
I forget the net and the com.
Okay.
I'll put the
All
comma
right.
in
That's all right.
afterwards. So,
I thought
yeah.
maybe like you spelled like magazine, like
I've done that too.
margarita or
Yeah, well,
Edge
that's
Margarita.
not fair. You don't have any tequila. You can't kind of pull that around here. Yeah, it's Edge Make It. And then the company that we actually own, just to get a little shout out, is called the Community for Higher Consciousness.
Mhm.
And that is a group of individuals that have come together, started by Maureen Higgins years ago. And my husband and I are ambassadors for that. And that owns the Edge.
Well, and we have just a couple more minutes before we end the segment. And one of the things that on this incredibly written bio,
It's beautiful, by the
was-
way.
Yeah, I was, once again, it's fantastic. The Edge Media platform.
Mhm.
What is that?
So when we purchased this, it was just a magazine, and the website was an afterthought. My husband is a graphic designer and web designer, so we really are pushing content out every single day to the website. Then we have our interviews, and then we're building out events. Edge Life events are still known through the Twin Cities,
Great.
and then retreats and fun things like that.
That is great. I mean, so there's a lot going on there. And I appreciate you being able to answer the questions during, drinking your water. I'm glad I was able to fit those questions in nicely. So
Good. I'm multi-talented, aren't I, Greg?
So once again, the magazine itself, you could pick up if you're in Twin Cities area.
Yep.
You can pick them up. You can see them because they're just going to be out there with like where City Pages used to be.
City Pages used to be co-ops, grocery stores, coffee shops. I mean, like all over the place. Any metaphysical store. And we're always looking for new drop spots. So if you're listening to this, and just reach out to us.
And you can go to edgemagazine.net.
Correct.
And check it out. So let's do this, Kelly. Let's take our last break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with psychic medium and owner of the Edge magazine, Kelly Wagner. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950. Metaphysical means different things to different people, and the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Enchanted Boutique in Maplewood will assist you through your journey. You'll be welcomed with positive energy and amazed at the large selection and variety of crystals, locally crafted products, books, and so many other metaphysical supplies. Visit Enchanted Boutique's brand new expanded location in Maplewood at 1860 Beam Avenue across from Maplewood Mall. Everyone at Enchanted Boutique is ready to assist with your personal spiritual journey.
Hi, my name is Pamela Topchian. I'm a former nurse, published author, and board-certified hypnotherapist with HypnoBreakthrough.com. Do you feel stuck in a rut? Finding yourself wondering if this is all there is to life? Tired of just existing? Hypno Breakthrough can help you to reduce stress, release fears, gain confidence, and reach your life's goals holistically, mindfully, and gently. So I ask you, what changes would you like to see in your life? Let's talk about it. Contact me, Pamela Topchian, board certified hypnotherapist, to schedule your free consultation, which includes a complimentary stress-reducing sample session, so you can see how it feels for yourself before any commitments are made. Go to hypnobreakthrough.com for all the information. That's hypnobreakthrough.com.
Connections Radio Show is all about tapping into our hardwired hunger to connect. We examine meaningful connections to ourselves, our community, and the world around us. By opening the door to innovative insights by a wide variety of interesting guests, we'll make the connections to something bigger than ourselves. Join me, Lori Fitz, your host of Connections Radio Show, and together we'll make the connections. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Seward Co-op is now offering convenient self-serve and prepackaged hot options and salad bars at both the Franklin and Friendship stores. Breakfast items available daily until 11 a.m. and brunch served all day every Sunday. Their weekly lunch and dinner menus highlight cuisines from around the world. They offer vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options daily. 95% of the ingredients used are organic from small-scale, local community food producers whenever possible. More at seward.coop.
Hi, I'm Claire Ferreira, president and owner of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. My grandfather started Standard over 90 years ago, and we've been a family-owned company ever since, serving over 500,000 of our fellow Minnesotans. I'm proud to be the fourth generation of my family working in our business. And when we say we treat our employees and clients like family, we truly mean it. See how we can help your family stay comfortable all year long at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
And for our final segment, we return to our guest today, psychic medium and owner of The Edge magazine, Kelly Wagner, who can also be heard right here on AM 950 every Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. on Being Curious with Kelly and Brian. Definitely go check that out. Now, something we didn't talk about with one of the upcoming issues of The Edge is kind of, a massive turning point for the magazine, a new era of understanding, a new beginning, of truly a remarkable moment for The Edge.
Yeah.
And that is, I'm writing for it.
I know. I was waiting for drum roll or something like that. I was waiting for something.
Yeah, Adam, we're waiting for that.
Adam, cue that, man.
Yeah, he's over there looking up morality and Ronald McDonald and not helping.
He's in the fetal position crying.
Yeah, well, that's we call that a Sunday around here.
Yes. So you're going to be writing for The Edge on a regular basis.
Well, it depends on if this first one goes well. You have yet to tell me if it was any
good. If I
good
do get death threats,
right?
Well, I'll tell you that I probably wouldn't put it in the magazine if it wasn't something that we enjoyed and thought that people would want.
It wasn't out. It's not out yet. It's not out yet.
No.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. No. It's going into the printer next week.
Okay. All right. 700 words is not a lot of words.
It's not a lot of words. You got to be concise.
Yeah. Yeah. And I went over.
Yeah, you did. That's okay.
So I don't know if you cut anything out.
We just did a hard cut
right in the middle of a
right,
sentence.
it's just like boom.
That's how they do it at the New York Times.
I know.
So why not do it that way here?
So what's your story about, Greg?
I don't remember.
Okay, great.
But no, it was about what was it about? It was something to do with the paranormal and also moving away from the kind of the tropes of paranormal. And I mean, I think this is something we could talk about over multiple issues. We just talked about one over how paranormal is actually a very beautiful thing.
It is.
People are very much and for those especially who are not in the field, I understand where they're like, ooh, this is really kind of must be really scary and stuff. And it's not. And Adam and I just had this conversation before you came in about a change of just how it's not a scary thing, right, Adam? I mean, it's once you surround yourself with it, it becomes normal.
Yeah, it becomes more exhilarating
than
I
like that word.
frightening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, I do too. I think that's exactly spot on.
I communicate with dead people. I get it. Right. I mean, it's not scary.
Well, and one of the things I think that what you're doing, what Char's doing, what I'm doing, I think is a really good opportunity to continue to try to bridge that gap between what we call paranormal and spirituality or metaphysical, because they're not different, but people want to put them in different fields and they're not different out. Because you just said I speak to dead people. Well, what do? I speak to dead people.
Yes, you do.
So why is because I might use a piece of equipment or I might be at a haunted location, why is that different than you having a client come in and be like, well, I want you to reach out to my aunt, where I might be reaching out to possibly an owner of this location that we're at. That's the thing, right?
We both have tools in our toolbox, and yours just look different than mine, but they're still tools.
Which is also interesting because within the metaphysical realm, every medium does it differently as well. So they all have their own different tools.
Well, I just did a gallery up in North Dakota for Lori Lashman, and it was 80 people. It's kind of a large gallery, and it was sold out, and I'm blessed, and it was an amazing experience. And I called trusted peers beforehand, and in so many different spaces, professionally in the corporate world, people would feel threatened if someone came up and was just like, oh, tell me about this and I'm doing this. I had such beautiful open arms from Shar and Carol Lowell and Angela Zabel and beautiful Maureen Higgins, and they all just collaborated. And the day of, they were like, how are you doing? And sending you great energy. And afterwards, how did everything go? I mean, it was just like I had this support system around me, and it was awesome. And yes, everybody gave me different advice. And different tips and tricks and tools. And one of the things Shar said is she does it barefoot. So I walked in, I kicked my shoes off, and I did this, and I was able to pull all these different tools that I was given. And I think it was a great experience by everybody, for everybody. I mean, people were like, I was done, and then they were following me out, and it was crazy.
Did you wear a cape?
Nope, I could have though.
Because that's what I would have suggested, wearing a cape.
That would have been awesome.
Yep. Well, maybe next time.
Maybe next
Yeah,
time.
maybe,
Yeah.
something to think about. I'm not here to try to tell you how to do your galleries, but
That's fine. You can tell me what to do.
yeah, I can tell you, you're right. Whether you listen or not, that's a completely different thing.
I'm completely opening and always listening.
So, I mean, and so the gallery went well.
It did.
That's fantastic.
It was fun.
So what other events or what other things are going on? Because you are working in a lot of different realms at the moment. What else is coming up that would be good for people to know right now?
Check out our Edge magazine with because we really are coming in together with our Body Lab USA, our Rooted Holistic Health, again, Lori Lashman, and Souls of Synergy. Enchanted Boutique is definitely there in the mix as well. This week, Carol Lowell is having Aura Palooza. And that's going to be the 19th. And that's just going to be a fantastic event. And because of people are curious lately, there's a lot of events going on. I think post-COVID, people are, again, they're curious. And there's just a lot of really good people coming up with different experiences.
That's great. I mean, that's really exciting that all this stuff is going on. And I find it also really exciting that, for example, take the Twin Cities, let alone the Midwest, that there is enough happening that can be supported by the communities.
Absolutely. And I'm also seeing smaller towns. There's a lot of people in different areas that we're building drop spots in, that people are just drinking this in. Fargo, I was booked all day long, and people are like, there's no one like you around here. Well, I'm like, well, I'm kind of a unicorn when it comes to that kind of stuff, and good ways and bad ways, whatever. But they were just drinking it in. And that's what I really want for people, is like for the Edge magazine and Ghostbox and Enchanted Boutique and Charvinity. And it's like all of these different Body Lab USA, Rooted, like all the people that we're partners with coming together and educating people and giving them opportunities to be curious.
I like the idea of the bad unicorn.
I am kind of a bad unicorn.
The badass unicorn.
I am that.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I'd like to see you at the McDonald's and try to deal with what's going on. My dilemmas, my misfortunes at McDonald's.
Did you have any French fries?
You went to McDonald's. Of course I had French
Were
fries.
they good?
Oh yeah, they were good. I went around lunchtime.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's when you know you're going to get
the best ones.
I mean, fresh may not be the correct word for McDonald's, but
I know.
Within the day, made within that day, I think is a fair way of looking
Who
at
makes
it.
the best French fries in your world?
Well, McDonald's does.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, no. Now, Kelly Wagner is owner of the Edge magazine and is a very talented psychic medium. She can be heard every Sunday right here on AM 950 radio at 2 p.m. on her show Being Curious with Kelly and Brian. And don't forget to check out the Edge magazine. Go to edgemagazine.net. Kelly, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you, Greg.
Really appreciate it. We'll have you on again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. This has been Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken on AM 950. Thank you all so much for joining me. Take care, everyone.
Eat Local Minnesota is a great way to find locally owned Minnesota restaurants and food purveyors.